Cool. All right. Thanks for coming today. Let's get started today in child's pose. For child's pose, touch your big toes together toward the back of your space. Widen your knees out to the width of your mat. Sink your hips down to your heels. Walk your arms forward and rest your forehead down into the ground. Begin to settle in here. And right away, draw your attention to your breath. Take a nice deep, full breath in through your nose. Feel your belly press against your thighs. And a nice loud open mouth exhale. Let out your air. Another deep breath in. This time, seal your lips at the top. Exhale back out your nose. Continue breathing here like this, in and out through your nose. Try to match the length of your inhales and exhales. Drawing in deep breaths. Then exhaling for the same amount of time, really deeply through your nose. Take one more deep breath in through your nose, filling all the way up to the top of your chest. Deep breath back out your nose. Your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Gaze between your hands. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down. Lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose. Curl your spine up. Gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly. Expand for your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose, press the earth away, pull your spine up. Now return to a neutral tabletop, gaze straight down between your hands and flatten out your spine. Now step your feet back to a high plank. So stack your heels over your toes and your shoulders over your wrists. Now shift forward slightly and now slowly with control lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your arms out to a T or a goalpost. Either one is fine, depending on the amount of space you have. Now leave your right arm planted down into the ground and slowly roll over onto your right side. So you can lift your left leg up and place the sole of your left foot on the ground behind your right leg. Feel this nice deep opening in your chest and your right shoulder. Use your breath to sink into this stretch. Slowly roll back to center. Place your left arm either in a goalpost or in a T out to the side. Keep your left arm down on the ground and then roll over onto your left side. You can reach your right leg up and behind your left leg. If you want, placing the sole of your right foot on the ground. With each exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit deeper, accentuate this stretch in your left shoulder and chest. Slowly roll back to center. Press your palms down into the ground. Tuck your toes under and press yourself up to a high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. And take a minute to settle into this position here. Bend into one knee, bend into the next. Now bring your attention to your hands. Press your palms as hard as you can down into the ground and simultaneously pull your tailbone up toward the ceiling. This motion of pressing your palms down and lifting your tailbone up will create more space throughout your spine. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrists at hip width distance. Drape your torso over your thighs. Option to grab for opposite elbows and sway side to side. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe nod your head yes. Just let it shake. Option to stay here, or option for a chest expansion, interlacing your hands at the small of your back, then pressing your palms together and pulling your hands toward the wall in front of you. Another nice deep opening through your chest and shoulders. You have the shoulder expansion. Drop your arms down to the ground. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Now a nice slow inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. No rush to get to the top when you do. You can flutter your eyes closed or soften your gaze. Press your palms together at your heart. Take a nice deep full breath in. Strong breath out your nose. Flutter your eyes open, drop your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Ground down through all corners of your feet. Pull the ball mounds of your feet toward your heels and lift up your inner arches of your feet. Then pull your kneecaps up and spiral your pinkies inward toward one another. Take one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, dive down through heart center. Option to bring a bend to your knees here. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or thighs. Shift your weight forward to the ball mounds of your feet and pinch your shoulder blades together to create a flat spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your feet back. Press the ground away, so dome the belly in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, shift 2 inches forward. Exhale, low plank, lower down halfway. Option to take this on your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Straighten your arms and pull your thighs up off of the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at heart center. Drop your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down through heart center, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze your core in to flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, step your feet back. These are always optional. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, engage your core to lift your hips. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, pull your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, press your chest closer toward your thighs. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Shift your weight back into your heels slightly. Tuck your tailbone under to take out that big curve from your low spine. Take one more breath in. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. And this time, face your palms down toward the ground, pinkies inward toward one another. So your palms are facing down and your chest is open. So squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, one-legged mountain, ground down through your right foot and lift your left knee up in line with your left hip. You can keep your arms up or place your hands at your waist, whatever you choose. Flex your left toes up toward your face and pull your left or your right kneecap up. Take one more breath in. Now exhale slowly with control, hinge your torso forward, step your left leg to the back of your mat for a crescent lunge with airplane arms. Good, so again, face your palms down toward the ground in this variation, hinge your chest 45 degrees forward and press a lot of weight down into your right heel. Now inhale, warrior two, spiral all the way open toward the left side of your space. You can bend and straighten into your front knee, settle into this position. Stack your front knee over your front ankle and gaze over your top hand. Now inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle, reach your right arm down. Option to place your right arm on your front thigh. And now take your top hand and wrap your top hand behind your back, reaching your the back of your left hand towards your right hip crease. It's just a half bind right here. Really press to the back of your left hand into your right hip crease. Further open up through your chest. Now leaving your left hand here, inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm up and back, maintain the bend in your front knee. Take one more breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Release your half bind, step your right leg back, and flow through whichever variation of chaturanga you choose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, up to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, face your palms down, pinkies in toward one another. Now ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, reach your right knee up in line with your right hip. Hands can either come up overhead or down to your waist. Flex your right toes up toward the ceiling. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Keep your standing leg engaged. Take one more breath in. Now exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Gently hinge your torso forward. Step your right leg to the back of your space and hinge your torso forward at a 45-degree angle. Continue to squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening through your chest. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open toward the right side of your space. Bend deeply into your left knee, but keep your left knee over your left ankle. Bring some awareness to your back leg. Press more weight to the knife edge of your back foot. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Drop your left arm down, either to your thigh or inside of your left leg. Now take your right hand and take the back of your right hand toward your left hip crease, going for a half bind. Keep your chest open toward the right side of your room. Feel this stretch in your shoulder as you press the back of your right hand into your back of your right hip crease. Now leaving your right hand here, inhale, reverse warrior. Use your core to lift your torso up and back. Left arm high fives the back wall. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low. Reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, palms face down. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Reach your left knee up in line with your hip. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Step your left leg to the back of your mat. Hinge your torso forward. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open. Exhale, extended side angle. Drop your left hand toward your right hip crease. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep your left arm where it's at. Reach your right arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Step your right leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Hips low, arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, reach your right knee up in line with your hip. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms, hinge forward, step your right leg back. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open toward the right side. Exhale, extended side angle, right hand toward your left hip crease. Keeping your right arm where it's at. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your left arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, sweep your arms back. Inhale, one-legged mountain, reach your left leg up. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms, step your left leg to the back of your mat. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open. Exhale, extended side angle, left arm toward your right hip crease. Inhale, reverse warrior, use your core, reach your right arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your right leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, sweep your arms back. Inhale, one-legged mountain, reach your right leg up in line with your hip. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms, step your right leg to the back of your mat. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open. Exhale, extended side angle, right hand toward your left hip crease. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your left arm up and back. There you go. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in, slow breath out. Drop down to your knees, press your big toes together. Widen your knees out to the width of your mat, sink your hips down. Walk your arms forward and place your forehead down into your face. Take a few breaths here to rest in child's pose, re-regulating your breath. With each inhale, feel your belly press against your thighs. Create an oceanic sound at the back of your throat with each exhale. On your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Tuck your toes under behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Flex your right toes down toward the ground and even the weight between your palms. Take one more breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right leg between your palms. Spiral your back foot down at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, warrior one. Reach your arms up overhead and breathe here. So you can take a slightly wider stance along the width of your mat if that's easier in your body. Pull your left hip forward, right hip back. So squeeze your upper inner thighs toward one another. Square your hips toward the wall in front of you. Inhale, bend just a little bit deeper in your right knee. Now exhale, release your hands behind your back and straighten your right leg. So you have a few options in your arms here. You can either take reverse namaste arms, which is like pressing your palms together behind your back if you have that mobility in your shoulders. If not, take your fists and press them against one another. And then take a deep breath in here. Exhale, pyramid pose. Hinge your torso forward, bending over your right leg. So again, squeeze your thighs toward one another to square off your hips. Straighten your right leg as much as is possible and point your right toes directly forward. Stay here for one more breath in, one more breath out. Inhale, slowly rise back up with an engaged core. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms overhead and re-bend into your right leg. Exhale, warrior two, spiral open toward the left side. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out, create an X with your body. Maybe kind of shake your hips out a little bit, maybe open through your chest, creating a gentle back bend. Now pivot both toes toward the wall directly in front of you. Widen your arms out to a T and exhale, wide leg forward fold, hinge from your hips down toward the ground. From here, you can walk your feet a little bit wider, or you can walk them in a little bit. You can place your hands either on the ground, beneath your elbows, or you can grab for your ankles or your shins. So allow yourself to sink into this stretch. Now inhale, halfway lift, tense your fingers on the ground and flatten out your spine. Exhale, low lunge, crawl your palms forward to frame your front foot. Drop your left knee down to the ground and step your right leg to the upper outer edge of your mat for a runner's lunge. So your right knee can bend a lot, but keep your right knee either directly over or just behind your right ankle to protect all your joints. You can drop down to your forearms if that's accessible in your body. Maybe roll over onto the knife edge of your foot, get a nice hip opening. Let's take a few rounds of breath here to settle in. If you'd like the quad stretch, you can take the quad stretch, grabbing your right hand for your left foot and pulling your left foot toward your left glute. If you're on your forearms, press back up onto your palms. Come back to an active runner's lunge, so pull your left knee away from the mat. And exhale, high plank. Step your right leg back to meet your left. Stay here for a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Flex your left toes down to the ground. Squeeze your left glute to lift your heel a bit higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot between your hands. Spiral your back foot down at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, warrior one. Reach your arms up overhead and breathe here. So bend deeply into your left knee. You can take your hands to your hips and try to square your hips forward. Maybe step your back foot in a couple steps. Really square off your hips as much as you can in front of yourself. Stay for a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Bend a little deeper. Now drop your arms down behind you and straighten your left leg. Now you can take whatever arm variation you chose on the other side, either going for reverse namaste hands, so pressing your palms together behind your back, or pressing your fists together up as high as you can in between your shoulder blades. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale, pyramid pose. Hinge your torso forward over your left leg. So keep your left leg straight, left toes pointing forward. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Feel this stretch in your left hamstring, your left upper outer hip. Stay for one more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Reach your arms overhead. Bend back into your left knee for warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Readjust your stance. Gaze over your top hands. Inhale, star pose. Straighten your left leg, heels in, toes out. Create an X with your body. Pivot your toes in front of you so they're parallel with the short ends of your mat. On this side, interlace your hands behind the small of your back. Press your palms together. Take a breath in. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hinge from your hips down toward the ground. You can drop the chest expansion at any time that you want. If you have it, pull your wrists toward one another. And then press your palms as far forward as you can. If you have the chest expansion, gently drop your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, tense your fingers on the ground, squeeze your core in. Exhale, low lunge, crawl your palms forward. Drop your right knee down and move your left foot to the upper outer left side of your mat for runner's lunge. Again, sink into this stretch on this side. This side might feel a little different, so maybe you can drop your forearms on this side, maybe you can't. It's totally fine. It's normal to have uneven sides. If you went for the quad stretch on the other side, feel free to take it here, grabbing your right foot with your left hand and then pulling your right heel towards your right knee. Here on your forearms, press back up into your palms. Come back to an active runner's lunge. Pull your right knee up off of the ground. Exhale, high plank. Step your left leg back to the back of your mat. Stay here for a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sweep your arms back. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Reach your left knee up in line with your hip. Now exhale, dancer's prep on the left. Drop your left arm to your left side body. Kick your left heel up into your glute and grab the inner arch of your foot so the inner eye of your elbow faces outward toward the left side of your space. Then from here, you can stay here with your knees together. If you want to take it a little bit farther, take a deep breath in. Exhale, dancer's pose. Hinge your torso forward. Kick into your back hand as hard as you can, but keep your right arm lifted up toward the ceiling. Find an unmoving point in front of you. It's okay to wobble and shake in this position. Stay for one more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Now inhale, slowly rise back up to mountain pose. Drop your left leg down, reach your arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at your heart. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, tree pose on the left. Press the sole of your left foot on your inner right thigh or on your calf, wherever you choose. Just avoid your knee joint. Place your hand, you can keep your hands together at heart center if you'd like. If you'd like, you can take either reverse namaste behind your back, or you can press your fists together behind your back, just like we did in pyramid. Finding these different rotations of your shoulders. It's an internal rotation. Press your left leg into your left foot into your right leg, just as much as you press your right leg back into your left foot. Squeeze your core in, take one more breath in. And on your exhale, slowly lower your left leg down to the ground. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms, flow through a chaturanga. Always the option to take them on your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Face your palms toward the floor. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Reach your right knee up in line with your right hip. Exhale, dancer prep on the right. Drop your right elbow to your right side body. Kick your right heel toward your glute and grab for the inner arch of your foot, so the big toe side of your foot. You can stay here with your knees together. If you'd like to take it a little farther, take a breath in. Exhale, dancer's pose. Kick your back foot into your back hand. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Square your hips down to the ground, but open through your chest. Again, it's okay to wobble and shake here. This is a difficult balancing posture. Take a breath in. Stay for your breath out. Now inhale, mountain pose. Slowly release your back foot. Drop your right leg down to the ground and reach your arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at your heart. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, tree pose on the right. Press the sole of your right foot either on your calf or pull up your foot up toward your thigh. You can keep your palms here or go for the reverse namaste behind your back, palms together, or press your fists together. So squeeze your core in and tuck your tailbone under. Feel how this tucking of your tailbone allows you to further externally rotate through your right hip. So pressing your right knee toward the wall behind you. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, drop your right leg down to the ground. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms, flow through your variation of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Now lower all the way down to your belly. Place your palms firmly on the ground by your low set of ribs. Cricket your elbows up and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now flip to the tops of your feet and press the tops of your feet into the ground. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your chest, but press the tops of your feet into the ground. Little to no weight in your hands. Neutralize your neck, so just remove any wrinkles from the back of your neck. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down, lower your left cheek, down to the ground, arms by your sides. Take a little mini Shavasana here. Feeling your heart beating into the ground beneath you. Taking deep breaths in and out through your nose. Return your chin to center. Now interlace your hands at the small of your back. Pull your wrist toward one another as close as you can. So we're gonna do a bound locust, and in bound locust, you lift everything up off of the ground, so your chest, your arms, and your legs. So we'll get ready here. Inhale, bound locust. Lift your chest, lift your legs, press your palms together, and lift your arms up as high as you can. And feel this working on your entire back line of your body. Take one more breath in. Exhale slowly with control, lower down, lower your right cheek down to the ground, arms by your sides. These back bends cause your heart rate to increase quite a bit. So know that's normal. Just focus on deep breaths in and out, trying your best to re-regulate your breath. Return your chin to center, press your palms into the ground, tuck your toes under behind you, press all the way up to a high plank, and downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come through to a seat. So reach your legs out in front of you, point your toes up toward the ceiling, remove any flesh from underneath your sit bones. Inhale, lengthen your spine, then exhale, seated forward fold. Hinge your torso forward, grab for whatever's accessible, whether that be your toes, the outer edges of your feet, or your shins. Let this hinge come from your hips, rather than curling too much in your upper back. Inhale, rise back up. We'll take a pose called Marichasana. So press the sole of your right foot into the ground next to your left leg. You want some space in between your right foot and your left leg. So from here, take your right arm and reach your right arm forward on the inner side of your right knee. So reach your right arm forward. And now take your right arm, reach your right arm behind your right leg. And now take your left hand, reach your left hand behind your back. If you have the shoulder mobility, your hands should be able to touch one another and you can bind. So grabbing your fingertips. And then from here, once you have that connection, return your chest forward and bend toward your left leg. If you can't get the bind in your hands, that's totally fine. Just reach your left arm behind your back and then your right arm as far as you can behind your right leg. Now inhale, slowly release from the pose, releasing your right arm. Now extend your right leg and press the sole of your left foot into the ground, about a fist width distance from your right leg. Now from here, reach your left arm forward on the inside of your left knee. So, or your left arm reaches forward. And then take your left arm, thumb down, reach around your left leg as far as you can. So try to reach kind of toward like your left hip crease. And then take your right hand, reach your right hand behind your back and see if you can make a connection with your fingertips. Maybe opening your chest toward the right side. And then once you have that connection, hinge your torso or face your chest forward and then bend towards your right leg. Now inhale, release from the pose, rise back up. Extend your legs out in front of you and recline all the way down to your back. From here, press the soles of your feet down into the ground. Lift your right ankle up and over your left thigh. For a figure 4, you can stay here with your left foot planted, or if you want a little more, reach your left foot up off of the ground and grab her behind your left leg. If your left leg is up, maybe press your right elbow into your right thigh, opening up further through your right hip. Drop your feet down to the ground. Switch out your sides. Lift your left ankle up and over your right thigh. You can stay right here if you want to take it farther. Reach your right foot up off of the ground, maintaining a 90-degree bend in your leg. And grab her behind your right thigh. You can press your left elbow into your left knee, further opening through your left side. Let's keep both shoulder blades rounded down. Drop your legs back down to the ground. Hug your knees up into your chest. And then grab for the outer edges of your feet and pull your knees toward your side bodies for happy baby. Keep your tailbone planted down into the ground. So if your low back comes really high off the ground, grab for behind your thighs instead and then press your back all the way down into the ground. From here you can gently rock from side to side, massaging your low back. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab for your right leg. Extend your left leg long. Inhale, squeeze your right knee in. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your right leg over to the left side of your space. And tee out or goalpost your arms. Stack your hips on top of one another. Option to gaze up. Option to drop your gaze over your right shoulder. Just making sure that both shoulder blades are pressing down into the ground. Return your legs to center. Hug your left knee up into your left armpit and extend your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze your left knee up. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your left leg over to the right side of your space. Tee out or goal post your arms. Your left shoulder blade is coming up. Press it back down to the ground. It's okay if your left knee lifts kind of high off the ground. That's totally fine. Either gaze up or drop your gaze over your left shoulder. Return your legs to center. Hug your knees into your chest and roll into one tiny little ball. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Compress every muscle to every bone. Take a breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Take whatever shape here is comfortable for you. Doesn't necessarily have to be lying down on your back. It's wherever you can find the most comfort and rest easiest. Bring your attention to your feet. Relax your toes. Relax your quadriceps and your thighs. Remove any tightness or locks from your abdomen. Feel your body melt into the ground. Place your palms wherever it's comfortable, either up or down. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And relax all the tension out of your forehead. Take a few minutes to rest here. No need to think about anything in particular. Surrender to the ground. Stay resting here in Shavasana as long as you like. like to be guided out. Begin to bring some life back to your fingers and toes. Roll out your wrists, roll out your ankles. Take a nice long body stretch. Reach your arms up overhead, point your toes, arch your low back. Draw your knees toward your chest, then roll onto whatever side favors you for fetal pose, using your bicep as a pillow. Press yourself up to a tall seat. Nice comfortable seat. You can place your hands in your lap, on your knees at heart center. Find a nice tall spine. We'll finish with one breath. Exhale out any air from your lungs. Now take a deep, full breath in. Fill up your belly, fill up your chest, and hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh your air out. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. The light in me honors and sees the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks,